You're watching WSB Now's Access Atlanta, your source for local things to do, weekend events, travel destinations, and so much more. Watch and discover how to make the most of your weekend.
Get ready for a fun, exciting weekend in Atlanta. First up, Oktoberfest. It's a full weekend of German-themed fun. Come out to historic 4th Ward Park for Oktoberfest. Sip on a variety of delicious German beers, German food, live music, and tons of Oktoberfest-themed activities and games. General admission starts at $21. Take in a performance of Cirque du Soleil Volta, a mesmerizing and riveting acrobatic performance held under the Big Tent at Atlantic Station. A spectacular show not to be missed. Tickets start at $49. Bring the whole family out to Fall Festival en Ponce. Shop all kinds of art, enjoy live music, a kids area, food and beverage for purchase, and more. And it's free to attend. The Atlanta Air Show is here. Head to the Atlanta Motor Speedway where the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds and the Canadian Forces Snowbirds will headline the show. Tickets start at $15. Get into the Halloween spirit and visit Netherworld, one of the scariest haunted houses in Georgia. Get spooked by terrifying live actors, amazing special effects, and incredible monsters. General admission starts at $20. Now you have everything you need to make the most out of your weekend in the ATL. Enjoy.
You may be trying to impress a special someone or some in-laws. Me, I'm just trying to stun on the gram. Come on, let's go make some Instagrammable pasta. Well, we are here with Mike Patrick, chef owner of Storico Fresco. How's it going, Mike?
Very good.
Excellent, excellent. So can you tell us where we are?
We're at Storico Fresco Pasta, the commissary kitchen for our restaurant and for everything from Delta Airlines to wholesale accounts.
Mike, tell me a bit, what can people get from Storico Fresco? What are all the different things that y'all offer?
So here at Storico Fresco, we do all different kinds of stuff. So in our restaurant, it's also an Italian grocer, which is essentially called an alimentati in Italy. So we offer all kinds of charcuterie, cheeses, eggs, produce, fresh pasta, and on top of that, we have a full-blown bar and lunch and dinner. So it's basically a lot of stuff. Now on top of that, we also service Delta Airlines for 18 different countries. We also service 22 wholesale accounts in the area as well too. We also do pasta making classes, which are growing a little bit faster than I even expected, but we also have the pasta making classes.
So in addition to the grocery part, what brings people out to the pasta classes?
They want to feel something, they want it to be tangible, they want to be able to work with their hands. At the end of the day, I think really that's that great communal thing that we have in life, is working with each other, having fun, talking about it, and actually producing the product.
Well, I think it's time to make some pasta. What do you think?
Sounds great.
Thanks, Mike.
Let's do it. Grab a glass of wine, head back there, and we'll make a lot of pasta. So in front of us, we have 00 flour, which is a fine bread flour essentially, also a pasta making flour and also a pizza making flour. But then we mix that with a little bit of semolina. And so what we're gonna do right here, this is a classic method, right? So we call this the volcano method. And you're gonna take your little nice plastic fork right here, and we're gonna create a little cavern. And it's gonna go all the way down to the table. So take your eggs, and start cracking them in. This is your trash can in front of you. You want a nice, bright orange egg yolk.
I'm here with my fellow students, Amy and Zeke. Did you all have a good time in the class?
We had a great time.
We did.
Did you have fun?
I had a blast. I sweat a little bit, but I had a blast. So do you think that you all will bring this back home and make some pasta of your own?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We're going to take it home and do it with all 3 of our kids. We're going to set up the island in the kitchen and put everything out and try to show them how to make pasta.
That is going to be a flour-dusted affair.
It is going to be a mess, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Excellent, excellent. Okay guys, I'm gonna be here for a while, so why don't you find out a bit about how to sign up and make some pasta of your own. So I'm here with Amanda Kiza. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Excellent. How do people sign up for the class?
So the best way I tell people is to actually also get our weekly email. You can sign up online at our website, www.storicofresco.com. There's also a tab in there for pasta classes as well. And you can see the differentiation. We have 2 types of classes on there, and then you can register on there as well. It's super automated, really easy, and then next you'll be here. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, now I'm easily the most eligible bachelor in Atlanta. If you're trying to learn how to make some pasta, check out strigofresco.com. For Access Atlanta, I'm Ben Brash.
Hi, I'm Amanda Bennett. I'm with Imaginary World, Alice's Wonderland at the Atlanta Botanical Garden. We chose Alice's Wonderland because it's a story everybody knows. It's very family friendly, it's so iconic, and it's graphic, it's bold, it's larger than life, which is exactly what these sculptures are. And we've made a 30-foot tall rabbit, unlike anything you can see anywhere else. We have 38 different types of plants on all of the sculptures here at the show, and all of them are picked very specifically. We pick these plants so that they can withstand the Georgia heat all season. They take wind, they take rain, they take lots of sun, lots of heat. The effects that we're trying to achieve help us figure out which plant to use based on how much we're going to shear it, and the colors. You know, we wanted to mix up the colors. We wanted it to be very eye-catching, very poppy, very pretty. So all of that combined kind of narrows down to a certain set of plants for us. Behind me is the mermaid. It's a fan favorite, and it also happens to be one of my daughter's favorite pieces. You'll see that her tail is made into a scale pattern. And there's a trick that goes with shearing, so almost always there's 2 fingers in between one plant to the next plant. So we shear so that there is a negative space, and the eye doesn't necessarily pick it up, but it just makes the piece cleaner and crisper. The dragon is actually the same height as Earth Goddess. It's around 25 feet. It's one of our most dramatic pieces here. It's also one of the most beloved pieces here. Everyone loves the dragon. Everybody wants to take a picture with the dragon. The white rabbit, which is right behind me, is the white rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. And we started this piece, and all of the planning for this show really started last year. We're always taking care of it. We're always trying to make sure that it is the most lifelike and the most well cared for from beginning to end. Well, I hope everybody can come out and see Imaginary World, Alice's Wonderland. It's the only botanical garden in the whole country that you can see this display. It's also the only display of Mosaic Culture International on display in the world right now. It's open through October, and if you want to see it lit up for night, come to our extended hours on Thursdays.
So this is the exhibition Warhol in the West here at the Booth Western Art Museum, and it really is a review of Andy Warhol's entire life and his fascination with the West. So in the introductory part of the exhibition, you find things from his childhood. A Roy Rogers alarm clock. You find his scrapbook that had his photographs of celebrity actors. You also see his cowboy boots, and you'll see 2 or 3 of them have paint splattered all over them. Those are the ones he wore when he was working in the studio. He also has ones that are pristine. Those are the ones he would have worn when he went out to Studio 54 in the evening. Andy often said he was a mirror to America. He just reflected back who and what we were, whether it was Campbell's Soup or Howdy Doody. And that he didn't have any political axe to grind, he didn't have any social commentary in his work. Yet the works behind me, he does in 1976. And he asks around for who is one of the leading Native Americans involved in the civil rights movement for Native Americans. And he finds his answer out in this gentleman, Russell Means. Andy tweaks us a little bit by putting this body of work out there and saying, don't forget about the Native Americans and what we did to them during our history. So was he just the surface, as he often said? I don't think so. He was a little deeper than we think. After walking through a timeline of Andy's life and his relationship with the West, we wind up in the last gallery, which shows his Cowboys and Indians portfolio. It's the last major project he did before he died. It's 14 images that cover the history of the West and some of the most important personalities in the West. We've put with each image the source image that Andy worked from, that he appropriated from somebody or some place to create his vision of what the West was all about. There's never been an exhibition that put Andy's Western art in context of his whole career. It's a major traveling exhibition. It's going to be here in Georgia, then Oklahoma, then Washington State, and it is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see this body of work. Never been together before, probably never again.
Doing good in Georgia. For 7 days, 10,000 neighbors will come together to tackle hundreds of community projects. Hands-on Atlanta Week brings together volunteers of all ages to make their mark on the metro. Grab a friend or grab a shovel and let's dig in. Now through the 12th, join hands with thousands. Space is limited, so sign up today. It's the largest Pride event in the Southeast, the Atlanta Pride Festival. 2 days and 3 stages of live entertainment, including 2019 headliner Kesha. The Atlanta Pride Festival is free and offers health screenings, a family zone, and much more. It's happening October 12th and 13th at Piedmont Park in Midtown Atlanta. Celebrate Georgia's rich diversity at the T-Walk, an event to empower Asian Americans. It's Saturday, October 12th at the Center for Pan-Asian Community Services. Halloween Hot Air Balloon Festival is floating into town October 18th and 19th. Grab your friends and family for a fun time at Kennesaw State University Sports and Entertainment Park. Make moves to fight Parkinson's disease. Moving Day Atlanta is Saturday, October 19th at Piedmont Park Promenade. You can register for this event and print your family-to-family discount coupons at WSB-TV.com/community.
Welcome to Bad Axe Throwing in West Midtown Atlanta. I'm Heather Catlin here with Master Axe Thrower Evan Reed. Fantastic title. I think I kind of want that one.
Thank you. It's mine, so I don't know if you can have it, but it's mine.
Okay, so tell me all about this. It's kind of like, I don't know, darts on steroids?
Darts are like throwing knives on steroids, definitely.
So is this a group thing? Like, before you hit the bars, come and...
We have walk-ins. We also do birthday parties, private events, corporate events, all that stuff. And give me like a nice hard step, just like that. So your body should be all into it.
I would say everyone give me a nice bubble of
All right, everybody clear out. Almost.
I'm clearly not the master. Oh no!
No, don't record that one. The keys to this is speed, not power. So you want to make sure that it's spun very, very fast.
Okay.
Just because it'll stick.
Okay.
Almost.
Nice. Please zoom in on that right there.
That's awesome.
Interview's over. Bye. That was fun.
That was actually pretty good.
Okay, so I can see why this can get really competitive.
There we go. You're actually doing a lot better than most people, like way better. She's gonna take my job. The game is like the first to 21. 4. Okay. It's not bad. I expect bullseyes from you. Nothing less.
Nice.
4 again. That's not bad. Okay. 4 and then 4.
Up.
No.
Oh,
You wanted that, blue?
Are you trying to go for blue?
I was gonna go for blue.
But you got the 1.
Yeah.
You needed the 1, so you won.
I did. You do well against the Axe Master.
Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Oh.
Hey guys, it's Brittany with Access Atlanta. I'm here at the Georgia Aquarium and we're about to dive in and feed a few whale sharks. Follow me.
The Georgia Aquarium is home to many animals, including 4 massive and beautiful whale sharks: Trixie, Alice, Taroko, and Yushin. Aquarist Natasha Peet gave us an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the feeding process and what goes down during lunchtime.
So I'm with Natasha and she's a biologist here at the Georgia Aquarium and she's in charge of all the feedings for these massive whale sharks and she's gonna go take me on an actual feeding. I can't wait. Let's go.
The boats are put in the water and clipped in on the rope lines. Each whale shark knows their boat, their ladle, and where to go.
Our whale sharks eat 4 times a day.
All of these guys have their own individual rope that they feed off of. Yushan is our smallest whale shark, and he eats about 50 pounds a day. But Trixie is our largest, and she eats up to 75 pounds a day. We have a separate commissary staff that actually preps the food every day, so they'll spend all morning prepping this food, making sure it's weighed out perfectly to make sure these whale sharks get all the nutrition that they need. They get a lot of different food items, so they'll get krill, they'll get silver sides, which are just small fish. Sometimes they'll get some squid and mysis, just different things that these guys would typically eat. And they also get something called gel, which are these little green blocks, which are kind of gross and squishy, but they're filled with multivitamins and things like that, packed in with some algae. That way these guys can get everything that they need. Typically, pretty much everything that they would eat naturally, we feed them here just to replicate their diet as best as possible.
If visitors want to come and get a behind-the-scenes tour, are they able to see a feeding go down, or how does that work?
Yeah, so our times vary a little bit each day, so part of it is just kind of luck if you get it. But usually our feeds are at 7:30, 10:30, 1:30, and 3.
So that's a wrap on lunchtime at the Georgia Aquarium. To find out more information about how you can come and visit the whale sharks, visit georgiaaquarium.org. I'm Brittany Tenenbaum for Access Atlanta.
You're watching Access Atlanta on the WSB Now app, your source for local things to do.
More than 150 miles from their high school.
Come on in, guys.
Students from Cherokee, North Carolina, home of the Eastern Band of the Cherokee Indians, made their way into the former home of Cherokee businessman Major Ridge.
When I come here, I'm wondering, which one of my ancestors walked on this ground?
Their teacher invited students to touch history firsthand and see the story that still stands for visitors in Rome, Georgia.
Even in the tragedy, we can find tools to be better people, but that only happens if we listen and if we learn.
So this staircase is the original 1828 staircase.
Heather Shores is the executive director of the Chieftains Museum, now owned by the local Junior Service League.
I feel that our role here is to keep this history alive and to be good stewards for the Cherokee. This is their home. This is their history.
Each room holds a piece of the controversial leader's story.
Major Ridge himself was born in 1771 in what would become Tennessee.
After fighting in the War of 1812, he was given the rank of Major by Andrew Jackson himself. Later, Major Ridge made his home in what is now Floyd County.
He was principally a farmer of corn and wheat, but he grew a lot of other things here too. He had extensive orchards.
You were walking in, there's like the footsteps. You're going through this house, and it's like, wow.
So the home goes from looking like this to looking like that.
When settlers discovered gold in Georgia in 1828, the state began selling Cherokee land in a lottery system.
So while they lived here, everything they had was taken and given to other people.
That mistrust, it's always there. Even to this moment, I'm always having that fear of uncertainty.
In 1835, Major Ridge signed the Treaty of New Echota, which gave away Cherokee land, leading to the forced removal through the Trail of Tears.
A quarter of the Cherokee Nation was lost on the journey west.
In Oklahoma, Major Ridge was seen as a traitor.
Because of his participation in this, in 1839, Major Ridge and his son John and his nephew, who was editor of the Cherokee Phoenix newspaper, were all killed within an hour of each other.
It depends on when you ask, how we feel about these folks. But what we do know is they were confronted with Armageddon for their people.
Professor Alan Bryant reminds students that their very presence in this home is proof that the Cherokee story is not over.
This gives lie to all that we've heard about savages and heathens and pagans and moving them out because they weren't good capitalists or Christians or whatever. This gives lie to all of that. I don't want it to depress you. I want it to inspire you.
We're here, we're alive, we're proud, we're strong.
Football season is here, which means tailgating season is here. We're over at Leon's Full Service, giving you some game day inspired cocktail recipes. Let's head to the bar.
Located in downtown Decatur, Leon's Full Service serves up delicious food and refreshing craft cocktails. Leon's manager Zach Cable gave us some insider tailgating tips. including how to batch cocktails for a game day tailgate, as well as 2 easy and tasty recipes that will certainly be a touchdown with all your friends.
So we have 2 cocktails today. First one, Hail Mary, is going to be 2 ounces of the American Spirit Works apple brandy, Armor and Oak, a ½ ounce of ginger syrup, a ½ ounce of honey, and 3/4 of fresh squeezed lemon juice. And the other cocktail we have is a classic cocktail called The Last Word, and that's going to be 3/4 of each ingredient, just equal parts. And we're going to use the Atlanta United Gin in there from Old Fourth Ward Distillery, fresh squeezed lime juice. We have Luxardo Maraschino cherry liqueur and green chartreuse. Again, this is equal parts across the board. So when you're batching a cocktail, make sure you're adding 1 part water for every 3 parts of a cocktail. And then you put it in the fridge, or you can throw it in a cooler and cool it down. But that way you kind of eliminate having to shake the drink and actually dilute it before you serve it. So when I'm making cocktails and I'm going to a tailgate, I usually team up with one of my chef buddies.
Chef Alan Byers recommends pairing some finger foods like kebabs with the 2 cocktail recipes. Skewers of chicken with pineapple, onions, and peppers pair well, as well as marinated ribeye, local peppers, corn, and onion kebabs. Now that's a tailgate that will most definitely be a touchdown.
How fun was that?
That is the Rush, attracting tens of thousands of visitors to Atlanta, and I got to experience it firsthand. With a professional instructor by my side, I got behind the wheel to try out the 1.6-mile test track at the Porsche Experience Center in Hapeville.
To the floor, like bam. Good. Now off the brake. Floor it. Keep it down.
My God.
Keep it down.
Oh
Keep
my
it down.
God.
Keep it down. Keep it down.
It is one of the metro area's newest and most unique attractions, and the Porsche driving experience drew an estimated 46,000 visitors in 2017 alone. In an exclusive interview, Porsche North America CEO Klaus Zellmer told me what it's all about.
That we want people to feel the car. I mean, feeling Porsche is about driving the car, and we want them to be able to take it to the limit and maybe beyond.
That means experiencing the rush and raw power of driving a Porsche.
Most important is that people feel well served and feel engaged and feel personally attached to our people that look after them when they are on site.
Have you been surprised by that? The sort of the outpouring, the interest, people coming here, tour groups, school groups, you know, your restaurant is busy, coming for the Porsche drive experience?
I have actually worked for Porsche for over 20 years now, and I have not seen people who are so driven by the brand outside this country.
Among those 46,000 visitors, plenty of celebrities. And to protect their privacy, Zellmer wouldn't name names, but he gave us a big hint.
If I tell you the movies that were shot here, then you know the actors.
Okay.
So one was Captain America.
Okay.
So Civil War, and the other one was Spider-Man, Homecoming.
Okay.
So now imagine all the actors and actresses that are involved in those movies. Yes, we had them here.
75 different Porsche vehicles, and find out how they handle in all types of terrain. And there are plenty of people around to service those vehicles. The facility also serves as the training center for all of North America's Porsche technicians.
In our dealerships all around the US, we have 188 dealerships. We have 1,000 technicians that work on the car.
Porsche hopes to attract even more visitors to this $100 million facility in 2018, an attraction providing this one-of-a-kind experience. Oh my God, that is just crazy. Okay, I survived.
Hi guys, I'm Kamiko McCoy and you're watching Access Atlanta. I've been told at the office a couple of times that I'm funny and offer the best knee slappers, so I've decided to go ahead and take my talents to the stage. We're here today for an improv class at Dad's Garage Theater Company in Old Fourth Ward, Atlanta. So let's go inside and check out what they've got. allow me to introduce you all to Ed Morgan, Education Director here at Dad's Garage Theater Company. So a couple of questions. Sure. First question I want to ask, in addition to the many things that you guys do here, tell me a little bit about the improv class that you guys host.
So tonight what we're doing is a special preview improv class that we offer to the community as a free experience so people can come and try an improv class for the first time without necessarily having to pay money and commit to 8 weeks of training and stuff. So tonight is just sort of a fun way to see if improv feels like it's for you, and if it is, then right afterwards you can go online and register for our full classes.
All right, kind of like dipping your toe in the water.
Yeah, it's more like being thrown into a pool, I think, but sort of like that, yeah.
Fair, fair. And we're here with Tommy Futch, improv instructor. So what are some of the training methods that you guys introduced look like?
Well, you know, my philosophy, of course, is everybody's philosophy of yes and agreement with somebody else. But I also break improv down into two things. One, it's really a language, and it's also a behavior. And the language is that we're going to be communicating through positivity and collaborating and making each other right. And then the behavior is a combination of mindfulness and empathy and kindness and just trying to work together towards a common goal. And so if we create this culture of positivity, of yes and, even the most fearful can suddenly realize, okay, my ideas are valid and you accept them.
And what you're going to do is this particular exercise. I'm going to ring your doorbell and I want you to fling the door open and I'm going to say happy birthday or a Merry Christmas or here's a gift. And we're going to know each other. And I'm going to hand you this box. And you, the recipient, you're going to open that box and you're going to tell the person what they've given you.
Hey! Hi, how are you? Happy Hanukkah.
Oh my gosh, thank you. A new purse.
Yes, I know that you were carrying a lot of baggage, so I thought you might want to look for a place to put it instead of your heart.
Thank you. This is so sweet.
That was fun, but it looks like my 15 minutes of fame are up, so I'm going to let somebody else take to the stage for a bit. If you're looking for Dad's Garage Theater, it's in Old Fourth Ward, Atlanta. They offer 8-week improv classes for $235 and free preview classes if you're interested. Again, I'm Kamiko McCoy for Access Atlanta. Break a leg.